Today on the podcast, we're going to look at how to set up for your Zoom meeting right, or your Google meeting. And the reason why is because I've been working with a new set of clients. They're really fresh, very, very fresh. Actually, our guy has been in business for a while, maybe like 25, 30 years. And in his business, he has created a new team, a new commando team that's supposed to launch a new set of products. And so because of that, I am working with this fresh team to be able to bring their new business ideas to the public. And so I was able to hook them up with a potential customer, hook up a meeting, and it was going to be a Zoom session, and we had already agreed on how everything was supposed to run, how I introduce the meeting, what the agenda is, how I hand off to them, how they will hand off to themselves, We orchestrated everything nice, correct. But then we started the meeting and I started hearing audio feedback. That's, like when you're on a Zoom meeting or maybe even on a radio show and somebody's talking, you're now beginning to hear echo. You're now beginning to be hearing, all of those noises. So the echo and that, that feedback, that's what it's called. Technically speaking, that's what it's called. So we're going to do this episode right now so that you guys will know how to avoid all that echo during your meeting. And when two people are talking and they don't mute themselves, maybe you're in a hollow environment, all of you are in the same place, and then you now start hearing because it's somehow now you're trying to put up a professional front. All of you are trying to be on point. Like, we are the guys, like, this is us, we're tight, we're professional. Next thing, the client will be hearing, it's not very good at all. So that's what we're going to be looking at today. Now, making today's recording on the road, I am at an undisclosed location in Abuja. So, of course, there will be noise in the background, people walking about, people gossiping, all sorts of things. Now, if you're tired of using business strategies that work in America and the UK, but they fail anyhow, the moment you try them in Nigeria, then this podcast is for you. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Tavishima Ayede, and for years I've been bringing you practical, realistic, relevant insights that deliver results to the Nigerian market. So if you want to stop wasting your time with generic advice and start growing your business the Nigerian way, then stay tuned in here to the podcast. Subscribe on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, or any player of your choice. And if you'd love to connect, call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. Now, again, today on the podcast, how do you set up your meeting? So, of course, I already told you that with the team, we already gone over some basic stuff. Number one, agenda. When we have this meeting with the client, what are we going to discuss? Because one of the very first ways that you begin to start looking unprofessional is when you show up for a Zoom meeting and then you begin the freestyle. Now, for those of you who've been listening to the podcast for a while, I'm sure you guys are already figuring out a couple of things about how I suggest that we do business. And number one rule is no freestyling. No, they freestyle nothing. Now, freestyling is okay when you're professional, you've been in the game for decades, and even then, it's not really freestyling. The thing is, you already have the template. It's just that the template isn't there for your mind, as in you have been doing it for so long that the template is internalized. So like when you go to a hospital and a surgeon is about to do operation on you, it's not as if they are not following a checklist. It's not as if they are freestyling. They're not freestyling. It's just that they've been doing this for years. So the checklist is in their head, So you come in, first thing, soap, then you wash, then your hand, you check scalpel, you check this, you check that, So, and then same thing for pilots. But I think for pilots, their checklist has to be written out and put down. They follow it, whether they've been in the thing for no matter how long or not. But bottom line, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, just take it as a standard golden rule. No to freestyling at all. We decide on what the agenda is going to be ahead of time. We decide on the script. We decide on the outline. We decide on whatever it is you want to call it. So that's the first thing we did. We hooked up on the agenda, and that's the first thing I discussed with my guys. So I'm sure they won't mind me using their real names, but since I'm not saying the company, the identity is still protected. So I said, Dominic, Ebuka, so this meeting that we're going for now, this is what we're going to do. Let's have a meeting. This is a person we're expecting. This is how we think we're going to be able to help the business. But before we do this, this is how we'll structure the meeting. I will start it like this. I will hand off to you, Ebuka. Ebuka, you hand off to Dominic like this. Then we'll do qualification and discovery. This is how we'll be asking them questions. This is how we'll figure out what it is that they need. Then this is how Dominic, you now hand back to me. I'll now do recap. From there, we'll now do next action points. Then from action points, that is how I will now exit the meeting and then go for the close. So that's how we came up with the agenda. So you're going for your Zoom meeting. Agree first. Put your house in order first before you people go and invite outsiders, because it really, really, really makes the house look like rubbish for a foreigner. Well, I mean an outsider to come in for the meeting, and then it's clear that all of you are not on point. Well, of course, Ebuka and Dominic, they didn't disgrace me because they came for the meeting on time, so that was good. The meeting was supposed to start 12. I signed in like around that kind 11:58. By the time I was there, Ebuka and Dominic, they were already gisting. I said, hey, very good. That's how it's supposed to be. When you're inviting an outsider for the meeting, people are supposed to be on ground first. You should be waiting. Let it not be that the visitor is the person who will come and be waiting for people to show. So that part was good. So they were on time. We had an agenda. Now, like I said, the meeting started, and then before you know it, somebody will say something. You begin to hear echo. And after a while, you hear choo you, and was making the thing, making the meeting a little bit unpleasant. And at some point, the person that we invited for the call, said that he had trouble hearing. So I now had to be manually muting and unmuting people myself, because I just figured, now Zoom meeting now, like now Google Meet. So everybody knows how to Google Meet. I just assumed that everybody knows, but apparently not everybody knows. So this is how it works. When you're live and doing these kind of meetings, when you want to speak, you unmute and then you talk. The moment you talk, just mute yourself, sharp, because all kind of things happen. You can leave your mic hot. When we say a mic is hot, we mean the mic is on. So your mic can be hot, and then before you know it, maybe your children are playing in the background. Everybody will be hearing your children as they're fighting. And say, no, daddy, he took my meat, he took my this, he took my, everybody will hear now that you don't have enough meat in your house. So that's the reason why you unmute yourself. The mic is hot, you talk. Immediately you finish, just mute yourself. Or your wife can be walking in the background, she's just dragging her leg, cha. Everybody be hearing cha during the meeting. So that whole thing of mute, unmute, know how to do it very, very well. Now, for me, I do it manually. I just tap the screen. But my brother has been trying to teach me that there's keyboard shortcuts, and I'm like, I beg, another thing I need to learn. So you can go and research it, but there's something you can do. You just tap on your keyboard, prap, then your mic will be mute. Then when you're ready, prap, your mic will now be on. So, go and research the keyboard shortcuts, but for me, I just do it the same old way. I use my finger, I tap, or I use the mouse, and then I scroll, and then I click. But either way, mute or mute. So it stops all the disturbance coming in from the background, and it helps to keep things nice and clean and professional. So mute or mute, that one is basic. So everybody go and learn how to mute and unmute, because sometimes it's all these small things that begin to cause one kind of impression like, I thought these guys were professional, but so anyway, so your mute and unmute game has to be on point. Now the difficulty as concerning the echo, now luckily, since I have the radio show and I have some experience with media, I was able to figure out what the problem was. It's just that I figured out the problem while the meeting was going on. It's not as if we can cure the problem. So this was going on. Now, Dominic and Ebuka, they're in the same office. Then there was a third guy, Momo, who was a part of the meeting. They're from the same office. So all of them, they're in the same office. Then me and the other guy, Victor, from a different organization, were in different location. Now, this was the problem. Because they're in the same location, and because all of them were using computer mic, that was what was causing the feedback. So, Ebuka's mic is hot, that means it is on. Then, Dominic's mic is hot, that means it is on. And then, Momo's mic is also on at the same time. Those are three different audio feeds. Yes, I know the thing is kind of technical, but let me try and explain small. You have three different audio feeds, all feeding audio at the same time into the same into the same input source. So those three audio will be bouncing across themselves. That is what will be leading to the echo and leading to the sound. So for those of you who are Christians and you're in church and you're doing Thanksgiving and the choir is playing bing 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 bing, and then maybe the pastor's microphone is on, and then the choir's microphone is on, the person who is making an announcement, that microphone is on, and then another worker in the church, the microphone is on. Before you know it, you now start hearing. So that's where that sound comes from. That's feedback. It's all those different audio inputs, everything bouncing across each other. So when it happens in church, like we're used to it, because Nigerian now, so we're used to it. Everybody will just off mic, and then the singing will just continue. Hey, Ezechine, Agmazire Magazi, Agmazire Magazi, and we just off mic and then continue singing. But for the Zoom meeting, when that thing happens, not nice, not professional. So the moment we finish the meeting now, we did a debrief. That's also another good thing. Whenever you finish a meeting, all of you're supposed to debrief. This meeting now that just finished, how do we think it went? Do you think we did this well? Do you think we handled that part well? Oh boy, you fuck up like this. Sorry, excuse me. My, sorry for bad language. This is supposed to be a clean podcast. Say, oh boy, that part you mess up. You're supposed to do it like this. You're supposed to do it like this. So everybody, we do the debrief so that the next time we're having the meeting, we won't misbehave again. So that's why going in, you say, hey, Kelechi, remember that time? I beg, don't go and do that thing again. No. Nancy, remember what happened the last time? Let's stay on point. Rita, Ruth, we have to keep this thing tight today. So we always do a debrief. So we did the debrief and then we had the conversation, and that's one of the things we spoke about. So in troubleshooting now, I now told them now, okay, Ebuka, it's like you're using your computer microphone, Abi. The guy say yes. So okay, Dominic, how far? Computer microphone, he say yes. Mama, what's up? Computer microphone, he say yes. I said, that's the problem. And I told them that, okay, you know what? From now henceforth, whenever we're having any meeting, all of you must headset up straight. Everybody go and get headset. It doesn't have to be expensive. Even that cheap, the one that looks like iPhone headset, you can buy for like 3.5. If you don't have 3.5, those Oraimo headsets or Oriamo, those ones go for like 1.5. Just go and buy those ones. Once you plug it in to your computer or to your phone, now the audio feed that will be coming in, that microphone will be closer to your mouth, so it won't be causing all those feedback problems. So this is how we can have Zoom meetings, especially if you guys are in one location. Some of you will say, how can all of you be in one location? It does happen. Because lots of you might be doing work from home, but let's face it, like in the legal industry, lots of people are still coming into the chambers. The chamber is the law office. People are still coming into chambers. So yes, we're all here. We're having a meeting. The client is in Germany or in whatever. But, if we're all here in the law office and we're all using our tablets, all using our computers, all using our phone, and then all of us, we're all using the device microphone. We're not using headset. Before you know it, and then the person is wondering, how can I be paying millions of naira to these people and they can't even put the act together? So all of you, please, all of you, like I said, Oriamo, that's like 1.5 or so, or Raimo, whatever it is. Then the iPhone 1, that's like 3.5 or so. Or, of course, not the original iPhone 1. I mean, you know what I mean. You just go and buy these things in traffic. But you buy this thing, it solves the problem. So I think I've spouted off enough general principles about how to organize your Zoom meeting that you guys can take some dressing from. But this headphone one, this is one I really urge on all of you, because there are lots of people who are trying to grow their business. You're trying to increase your sales, and you don't have a headset, and for a very practical reason, the thing don't make sense. You're supposed to get your headset or your earpiece, because part of growing your sales actually means that you're going to be on the phone a lot. You're going to be on the phone a lot. You're going to be on the Zooms a lot. You're going to be on the meetings a lot. So even if we're not worried about audio feedback and all these sorts of things, let's be honest then. If not phone they use, how often are you going to be holding your phone, to your mouth or to your head or something? Your shoulder will start to hurt. Your arm will start to hurt. Right now, you say, my hand is not paining me. Of course your hand is not paining you because you've not gotten serious about growing your sales yet. But when you get serious and then you're now making, 4 or 5 calls every day, you start to feel it at the end of the day. You get home and you'll be like, babe, this is my shoulder, this is my shoulder. You won't know what's happening. You won't know what's happening. But the thing is that, you've been using your hand, holding the thing to your ear. From there, you enter the car and you now drive. If you're based in Lagos or Port Harcourt, that means you're now stuck in 3 hours of traffic. And then you come home and then you don't have water board has finished. You now go to the well or to your neighbor's compound. You go and fetch water. Like, how won't your shoulder hurt? So go and get your earpiece. All right, 1535. More expensive options them day. I told you guys about the time where I went to what's the place called in Abuja, in Silverbird. It's is it Office and Beyond or something like that. I went there and I saw one headset. The thing looked like it had descended from the heavens. Looked like a headset for the gods. I said, correct, this is the kind of headset I want. And then I picked it. I was thinking that this thing would be like 20k, 30k. I took it to the front. The girl scanned it. Brim, brim. And then she said, are you going to pay by card or transfer? I said by card. And then I gave it to her. Then she said, okay, that'll be 350,000. I said, what? She said, yes, 350,000. I said, no, please, let's just give it back to me. Sorry. And then I went to go and put it back. So yes, whether it's 1.5, you will find. 3.5, you will find. If you're a bigger boy, 350k, you will find. So there's headset for every single budget. So I think that's it. Okay, already 15 minutes. No need to stretch this podcast any longer. So that's it, and that's all for today. Remember, if you'd love to connect, you can call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. And if you're ready for more realistic and relevant strategies for the Nigerian market, then you are in luck, because in this very feed where you're listening to, whether it's a podcast player or whether it's YouTube, in this very feed, we have over 1,000 episodes, practical insights, right here. So all you have to do when you're done with this episode is scroll down, binge, continue to listen to the other episodes in the archive. So that's it, and that's all. I'll see you soon.